Can you imagine the world without energy? What if we don't use renewable energy? What would happen if we don't have renewable energy? Why should we use renewable energy? This is one of the main energy-related questions that you ask to Google. 2,040 times a month to be precise. I'm Albert, and I'm here speaking under the guidance of my lecturer, Sir Charles Bonar Sirait. Renewable energy is any energy we can use that comes from renewable, natural sources. Renewable means that it's naturally replenished, so it can't run out. Things like the sun will never run out. Same with the trees. Because although we can cut them down and make biomass energy, and we can still replant them. So it's a renewable sources. Sunlight, water, air, and heat from the earth are all renewable sources that we can use to make solar, tidal, wind, and geothermal energy. Sometimes renewable energy is also called green or eco energy. For example, sunlight or wind keep shining and blowing, even if their availability depends on time and weather. While renewable energy is often thought of as a new technology, harnessing nature's power has long been used for heating, transportation, lighting, and more. Wind has powered boats to sail the seas and windmills to grind grain. The sun has provided warmth during the day and helped kindle fires to last into the evening. But over the past 500 years or so, humans increasingly turned to cheaper, dirtier energy sources such as coal and fracked gas. Now that we have increasingly innovative and less expensive ways to capture and retain wind and solar energy, renewables are becoming a more important power sources. The expansion is renewable is also happening at the scales large or even small. From rooftop solar panels on homes that can sell power back to the grid to the giant offshore wind farms. Even some entire rural communities rely on renewable energy for heating and lighting. There are many ways that people make renewable energy all over the world. Here is some of the most common renewable energy sources. Biomass, from things like plants and used to be living. Solar, from the sun. Wind, from the air. Hydro, from the water. And geothermal heat from the earth. Now, we start from the biomass. Biomass energy is the energy generated or produced by living or non-living organisms. The most common biomass materials used for energy are plants such as corn, soy, and other plants. The energy from these organisms can be burnt to create heat or convert into electricity. People have used biomass energy from living things since the earliest cavemen first made wood, fires for cooking or keeping warm. Biomass is organic, meaning it is made of materials that comes from living organisms such as plants and animals. The most common biomass material used for energy are plants, wood, and waste. These are called biomass feedstocks. Biomass energy can also be a non-renewable energy source that contains energy first derived from the sun. Plants absorb the sun's energy through photosynthesis and convert carbon dioxide and water into nutrients, such as carbohydrates. The energy from these organisms can be transformed into usable energy through direct and indirect means. Biomass can be burned to create heat, convert into electricity, or processed into biofuel. Solar, as we all know in Jakarta, especially in Jakarta. Solar power plants. The solar power generation is environmentally friendly and very promising. As an alternative to replace electricity generation using steam with oil and coal, solar energy generation systems reduce the world's dependence on fossil fuels. Imagine the free and continuous energy source from our Earth being provided for energy needs and reliably reducing power expenditure, which continues to be a burden on your household life and business profits. Is it possible to use your own electricity from solar power independently? Hasn't our solar plant provided electricity which is quite cheap? What are the advantages of using independent electricity? Well, here it is. The advantages are saves electricity into the long run, reducing global warming, clean and environmentally friendly, and also it is sustainable for tropical areas such as Indonesia. And also we wonder, how does wind power work? Wind power is made by wind turbines. Wind turbines work in the exact opposite ways to fan. Fan uses electricity to make wind, whereas wind turbines use wind to make electricity. Wind contains kinetic energy which has the ability to move objects. It's this kind of energy that moves the blades of a turbine, and when they move, they convert the energy into electricity in the turbine. The energy is harnessed by a shift inside the turbine that makes electrical energy and converts the electrical into the correct voltage of the local network. Now, about hydro. Reusable water or more like renewable water? As we could see, development of hydropower plants in Indonesia tell us that are more than 86 million people in Indonesia still lack even basic access to electricity. Royal Haskoning DHF is involved in developing small-scale hydropower plants to produce a combined total of 100 megawatt. The first stage of the project involves 4 mini power plants, bringing sustainable energy to around 55,000 people in Central Java. Our solution, the project consists of 4 cascaded run-of-river hydropower plants on the Merawu River, such as Kraken for 6 megawatts, Watu Payu 2.4 megawatt, Pandasari 6 megawatt, and Tempuran 1.2 megawatt. Infrastructures including divergence weirs, sediment traps, and penstocks. The powerhouses will each contain several turbines. A transmission line will connect to a 20 kilovolt grid. An access road will also be constructed. The impact of the local environment will be small and manageable. Royal Haskoning DHF is responsible for the full scope of service of the hydropower project lifecycle, including review local feasibility study, technical review and gap analysis, evaluation of business case, and a lot of hydrological study, data analysis and modeling, and also construction management. Geothermal energy is a relatively environment-friendly energy source that is derived by the Earth's inner heat. Water is pumped into the energy by the Earth, by man or by natural causes by rain, is collected at the Earth's surface in the form of steam, which can be used to drive turbines for the production of the electricity. The exploration cost as well as the capital cost of the geothermal plant is higher for plants that run out of the fossil fuels. However, once in use, production costs are low compared to the fossil fuel-fired plants. In Indonesia is one of these emerging markets that sees its electricity demand increasing by about 10% a year, particularly outside the island of Java, and thus the country needs about 6 gigawatts per year in addition to generating capacity. The primary factor that hampered investment in geothermal development was Indonesia's old legal framework. So as we can see, for long geothermal activities were lawfully defined as a mining activity, which implied that it was prohibited to be conducted in protected forests and conservation areas. Despite the fact that geothermal mining activities only have a minor impact on the environment. So, what, where, and when we could learn renewable energy in Indonesia through various organizations? Well, I have some good information that I could share to you guys. Through IETO, Indonesia Energy Transition Outlook, and IESR, Institute of Essential Service Reform, we could intend to inform policymakers and see all the stakeholders in the energy sector about the effectiveness of policies and the improvements needed to help accelerate the development and transition of clean energy in the country. By doing this, we hope people of Indonesia can ensure energy security, a competitive economy, and a transition to a sustainable energy system in the near future. IETO 2021 will be launched in a special meeting which is also intended to gain views, perception from policymakers and actors to trends that will occur in the coming year in the energy transition. This meeting will focus on discussing existing challenges and gaps and priority agendas for the government, business actors, and other stakeholders as lessons learned in 2020 to overcome the challenges that will be faced in 2021. So, what should we do next? What are we going to do next? What will Indonesia take step in the future? I'm Albert, and thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next time.